What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Strangers Mindz. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers Reaction. And today we're going to react to Bizarre Bub Scary Comp 2024. We're going to continue on from 10 to 1 on this episode. And I just finished recording, but I have my vest jacket on. I just took it off. So, we're going to keep on pushing through and finish this episode. So, without any further ado, let's see what this is going to be like.
On the night of March 5th of 2024, a young girl is wide awake at a time when she should be asleep. Despite being past her bedtime, this doesn't stop her from playing with her toys. Throughout the night, she remains awake while keeping herself engaged in imaginary play. But little does she know, something unexpected would interrupt playtime. According to the child's mother, the family has been on edge ever since watching the footage recorded on their daughter's security camera. It's around 11 at night when this is captured.
Oh my god, dude, man. I was focusing this whole entire time on the little girl. And for some reason, I saw this over here. Just looking back at me, I'm like, is this part is is this part of the video? I mean, is that what's creepy? You know what? Let's see what happens, because that right there is just good.
Hey, do you want to play with me? Hey, do you want to play with me? Sure, I'll play with you. So why don't you play with me? Yeah. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, yum, doo, doo. Let's go.
It's no wonder that the mother has kept her daughter away from this room. From a toy lighting up on its own and strangely playing the same song the child hums, to seeing her getting dragged under the bed in a seamless motion, the family is extremely concerned for the safety of their children. They believe that something had lured her using a toy. Although it isn't certain if the mother had asked what her daughter had seen, she's made sure to lock the room after seeing this. But only a few days later, she does this.
So I've been getting a lot of questions. People have been asking me, have you been in the room? Have you guys looked under the bed? No, we haven't. We haven't been in the room in the last 2 days. We've been a little scared.
As if checking under the bed wasn't already scary enough, she captures this, a creepy looking doll hidden below the mattress. She continues to record when suddenly the doll begins to move. Now it's a bit hard to see at first, but after looking again, its head can be seen shifting ever so slightly. It's as if it knows it's being seen. Immensely terrified, the mother bolts out of the room in a panic frenzy. Naturally, she's kept the room locked ever since then. While it isn't known if anything else had occurred outside of the room, the mother continues to post updates giving her thoughts on the whole situation. But currently, the question on the parents' mind remains unanswered. Just what exactly had dragged their child under the bed?
I don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't think I would put my child through an experience like that just for clicks. But not everybody's the same, right? If this is real, that is the most bizarre thing I've seen. You know, being dragged under the bed, it gives some horror movie creepy vibes. I hope that if this is real, that family has gotten help, because, real paranormal investigators don't charge for their services. We are here to help, right? So, especially if there's a child involved, you guys are the first ones to get help, because we want to help the child. So, if this is real, I hope you reached out to your local paranormal investigating group, because there's a group anywhere you go locally. So, I hope you guys took the right precautions.
Now the following video comes from an online streamer who, while doing a live stream, caught footage of something that's left viewers totally spooked. It was more than a few years ago when this happened, but even to this day, this clip remains baffling. Now the clip itself comes from a live stream in which Ari, the online streamer, was getting groceries for the week. Live streaming out in public is something that she occasionally does before ending her streams at home. However, it was inside her house where this occurrence took place. Only a couple hours before ending her live stream, Ari chats with her audience while cutting up some fruit from her grocery haul. While chatting with the viewer, she's told that someone is right behind her. Thinking that perhaps they were trying to scare her, she shrugs it off. But as the stream continues, something happens that scares the living daylights out of her audience.
Dicen, la niña de atrás que no hay niñas atrás, dejen de querer asustarme. La niña de atrás que no hay niñas atrás, dejen de querer asustarme.
In the background, someone else is briefly seen. This was strange considering that Ari lives alone, yet it appears that someone else had been there. According to viewers, this supposed person looks like a child. Looking closely, it appears as if a little girl had popped into view before quickly hiding away. Again, Ari had no idea as to who it was that they saw. She had thought they were trying to scare her, but after looking at this clip, it became clear.
You guys, is it me or is that a mirror? This is, and then the fact that like all her viewers got, basically, I don't know. People are just so, gullible to certain things, but that's a mirror, you guys. Like, that's a reflection. What mirror do? Mirror reflects, So it even goes with what she's doing, like moving. She moved, that moved. That's how a mirror works. There's nothing paranormal about this. Okay, maybe one could argue that it's potentially a different hairstyle, maybe, but this is the back of her head. We cannot see how the back of her head looks if she's facing the camera. We could see how it looks on a mirror.
Clear that they weren't playing around with her. Someone or something was in fact right behind her. Not much else is known about this clip or what occurred afterward, but even if no context is given, the clip alone is enough to make viewers unsettled. So then, just who or even what was caught on camera?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. She just caught herself on a camera. That's There's nothing else more to say about that. Yeah, you guys, I'm just going to leave number 8 and say that if you guys are enjoying yourselves, hit that like, subscribe. All that would help the channel, and I could do this more, you know, freely and more awesome for you guys. So, yeah, help the channel out. Hit that like.
On September 27th of 2024, a woman named Jalen immediately grabs her phone to record something on camera. It isn't often the case that this happens, but tonight it occurred once more. Jalen had been lying in bed while doing work on her laptop when something noticeable appeared from the corner of her eye. Now, given that this incident took place at her grandparents' house, a place abundant with numerous vintage items, she finds it unsurprising that this happened. Some of these items, as she believes, could be cursed or haunted. But even if they weren't, she would still be afraid of coming back to this place, and it's all because of this incident. The following is her footage. Watch.
So this is another hoarder video. So let's see what happens. But that doll, man, looks familiar. I think I saw this. So I believe that this person has to trick the doll for it to move. I want to say that, but let's see.
Yeah, that's the first law. Get through it first. If you can get it wrong, the better. All the warning services.
This thing just moved.
You gotta go for the eyeballs. If you think a doll is real, poke it in the eye. You gotta poke it. Yeah, man, that was too soft. You gotta go like this for Woody to do something. I'm saying.
In the New York Football Giants, boy, all the talking heads would have been screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and sticking the fork in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, getting the good win. See how they win that moving forward.
Look, there's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're Dallas, you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like, you're just happy that you moved for 2-2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point, he just left right part of the left shoe off. How do you assess what that man needs to do? Looks a lot better if he's on the field.
That would be, if he's missing any significant time, I think he's long, he's the best player on the defensive side of football. Really, because they have been playing from the hand. They're suited when they have a lead and they get on the pass rush. But you don't have that guy much.
Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to pause it right here just so I could, go to like color commentary. When it happens, I gotta say it. So I don't understand why, when she had a perfect camera view, if she's trying to prove something to us, why did she pan down and got the image closer to zoom in, right? And then she kind of brings it up also slightly, kind of, doesn't even pay attention to the door. What you're doing right now is showing us that the movement of the camera is to, not show the person closing the door. You basically just showed us that. I mean, it's, oh man, I was kind of I was kind of hoping that, this video was like, oh, wow. But, we can't even go with whatever else happens because of this one scene.
The door just moved.
Winning percentage goes to 60% when everything's open.
33 propels 100 affordable housing laws, including the
Quiet early on, much more involved, particularly
the safety over the top.
Obviously, she's not alone. She said the door just moved and you don't hear nothing. Like, girl, I'm watching television. Like, go do your homework. Yeah.
And you'll see right down here. Ever, a free personal Mizuki dessert. An entree plus free dessert, just $13. That's a sweet deal.
level and we weren't able to pick a fuel goal. There's a lot of involved.
I gotta say, I'll say it afterwards.
Are you real?
Absolutely. I mean, between the red zone
You can do it again.
touchdowns and the rushing attack. I figured the Giants will get some tips to really try to pound.
I won't watch.
To be fair.
It was at this point that Jayla knew that what she had seen earlier wasn't just in her head, but rather something real. Somehow, the mannequin begins to move. Only moving ever so slightly, the mannequin seemingly comes alive. But strangely, it's only when Jaylen isn't looking directly at the doll. It's as if it's trying its best not to get caught by being very subtle. However, seeing that a mirror was catching its reflection, she tricks it into showing itself move. Now, there is something else about this video that viewers have noticed. Whether a coincidence or not, viewers can't help but think that the balloon and the door closing on its own played a role in diverting Jaylen's attention, almost as if they were meant to prevent her from seeing the doll. It is strange how both objects intervened whenever she tried seeing it, but despite their efforts in obstructing her view, she finally catches it. So then, the question is begged, just how exactly did the doll move on its own, and was it merely a coincidence that things were trying to block her view? Like most videos, there has yet to be a definitive answer to this question. But as always, let me know what you think down below.
I just got a thought. There was probably paranormal activity going on there. But as they tried to pull a wool over us, activity was actually happening. Inside that room, it doesn't seem like there was any windows or fan blowing to my knowledge. And the paranormal activity was actually the helium balloon going on. How is it moving all around the room with no wind going on? I'm just saying, unless because this video seemed like it was concentrating so much on the on the massive Woody. Holy crap, that didn't come out right. But on the doll sitting. I know Gary and Jeremy, you guys are gonna go wild with that comment right there. By the way, the Shadow Files podcast, you guys gotta subscribe, follow, watch us, because we have an amazing time and we have special guests and special topics. It's amazing. But yeah, I think the balloon was more interesting than everything else. I didn't like how she panned the camera down after the whole entire time. She's actually focusing and, good camera view and everything. But no, when the door closed, she panned the camera down, zoomed in for some reason. And, that is just one of the red flags that I have for that. The hand moving could have been easily done with, due to the fact that the doll was the center of attention. They could have done that with, string, easy. And yeah, I think the balloon was the most interesting thing because I don't think they were thinking about the balloon at all. It was just popping up everywhere you saw and moving around like if there's something moving it. But let's continue.
The following video comes from Edgar V, and in this footage, Edgar is recording a toy mirror that belongs to his daughter. She's been playing with this toy ever since Edgar's neighbor had given it to his family. They've had this toy for quite some time, but as of recent, they now think it's best to get rid of it. Edgar says that just a few nights ago, he was passing by his daughter's room when he heard her talking to the mirror. It sounded like she was having a full-blown conversation with someone else. Now, it should be noted that this mirror does actually talk. It would say pre-recorded things like, hello, or hi, I'm the magical mirror. But this time, it was saying things that didn't seem pre-recorded. From odd responses to creepy questions, the toy seemed almost alive. In this short clip, Edgar and his wife interact with the mirror.
Hola, bienvenido al Castillo de los Sueños del Espejo Mágico.
¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Yo soy Jessie, la princesa más bella del Castillo de los Sueños del Espejo Mágico.
¡Qué tierna eres!
Nosotras seremos mejores amigas.
¿Tu personaje favorito?
Si papá pregunta, mi favorito es mi papi. Si mamá pregunta, yo responderé que la que más me gusta es mi mami. Y si tú me preguntas, te diré que el que más me gusta eres tú. Soy una niña muy inteligente.
Now, viewers couldn't help but notice how quickly the toy responds. According to some, it seemed a little too fast for an average toy like itself. Some have even pointed out that it shouldn't be speaking, as they themselves have this exact toy, but theirs doesn't talk or say anything like Edgar's. It's for this reason that the family decided to store the toy inside their shed. Over time though, Edgar's children would come in and mess with the toy. From scrapping it to beating it up, a number has been done to this mirror. Because of this, Edgar had to replace some parts, but nevertheless, the toy still works. In this short clip, he shows the toy once again, as viewers want to see if it gives the same responses as last time. But as he films, he gets this.
Puta, sí tengo miedo.
Hola, bienvenido al Castillo de los Sueños del Espejo Mágico.
Hola.
Hola, encantado de conocerte.
Gracias, a mí igual. Me da gusto.
Eres muy divertido. ¿Tienes una fiesta?
No, no tengo fiesta. ¿Tú tienes?
No sé. Cuando me levanté, te vi a ti.
¡Ay, vas y chingas a tu madre!
Just like before, the toy talks back at the right time, as though responding like a real person. The fact that it also says responses different from before has convinced the family that it's unlike any other toy. They think that it might be cursed or haunted. Whatever the case might be, they don't want to mess with it and think it's best if they keep it away from their home. To this day, the family has yet to know what exactly is going on with this toy.
Guys, is it just me or, let's think about the technology that went into this toy. Those responses were pretty long and outrageous for it to be gradually a recorded. Like, how many gigs does it take to make something like this? How many, how advanced is the voice recognition and the, voice activated and everything voice. I mean, like, what it says is pretty long. Man, I cannot write like right now as I'm recording, I can't even think of anything remotely close to how this sort of technology for a toy is. I mean, that's pretty wild. I would need to do some research and find out what's going on with this. with this toy, and if it says the same thing. Because, I mean, to me, it looks like one of these regular, toys that you buy. Now, let's say it would use the same technology as if a talking doll. Even, the Elmo doll. You guys remember Elmo? Yeah, yeah. So, damn. That's, if it's real, that is kind of interesting and terrifying at the same time.
On a Thursday afternoon, a mother walks out of a house in a panic frenzy, as it was just then that something baffling had occurred. Outside on the back patio, the family's dog started acting strange. They were barking at something that didn't appear to be there. Although unfazed by the dog's behavior, considering that they often do this in the back patio, the mother decides to record this video, and for good reason. Whenever their dog starts to act up, something very strange happens. As the mother takes this video to show others what usually happens, this is captured.
Look, you guys, it rocks, but then it stops on its own when I come outside. Let's see if I could get it on camera. There's like no wind. That's I know, Blue, someone's there, huh? I know. I don't know why it does that. It does it every time, you guys. This is the third time. I can't believe I caught it on camera. Sick on Blue. Creepy, right? Katie, I guess I do have a ghost, bitch. Get him, Blue. I'm shutting the door.
As many have stated, if it wasn't for the dog's reaction, this wouldn't have been as strange. Clearly, something had set off the dog. The chair suddenly stopping on its own, coupled with the dog's behavior, has led viewers to believe that this was paranormal. The mother who took this thinks so, but any ideas on what exactly had been on the chair remains unknown. Whether supernatural or not, this video remains a mystery.
First off, it didn't seem like the person talking was the mother. It seemed like it was the younger girl, right? I'm sorry, but yeah. The other thing that, Bizarre, you are completely right. The video wouldn't be as interesting because there was a lot of stuff hanging on that could have been used to even being, I've seen videos where even a string could be pulling and giving this kind of effect. But the fact that the dog was reacting to it the way it did make the video what it is. And I am interested to know, let's say, would that dog react the same even if the chair was being manipulated with a string? Would it act the same? That's a question that I have in my head right now. But yeah, the dog made this video happen.
It's nighttime in the following footage when a baby monitor inside a child's crib captures something that its parents have been worried about. It was all caught on the night of October 23rd of 2023. Suffice to say, their concerns have intensified after seeing what was captured. Even worse is that after this incident, their oldest child, who's only a year older, did this. Now, before showing the clip, it's worth noting that they were being babysat by a relative who recorded the whole incident. Take a look.
Shy. Cheyenne. Cheyenne.
Now, what's concerning about this is that the parents have seen this behavior before in the house they used to live in. The house in question is where this footage took place, and it's what happens in it that made them move out. Living in their old home, their children used to stare at things that didn't appear to be there. Sometimes they would start crying after staring at nothing. Something was upsetting them, but the parents weren't sure what exactly that was until they saw this. After watching countless recordings from the baby monitor inside their youngest child's crib, one video caught their attention. The following is that video. Watch. It's for this reason, among others, that the family has moved out of this house. They believe that what was captured had been the spirit or entity that's been upsetting their children. Replaying the footage, one can tell that this black shadowy mass is anything but a person. The way it glides past the crib and the fact that it flies towards the ceiling suggests that this was something else. Whatever this might have been, the parents hope that it hasn't made its way into their new home. If so, then they don't know what else to do. For now, the family continues to share videos of paranormal happenings from their past home in the hopes that someone could explain what's happening and see if anything must be done to keep them safe.
All right, first off, doing all that editing, showing us, this with the arrow, we didn't need it. We didn't need that because it's apparent that there was a shadow walking by. Now, when somebody edits a video of like that, using all of this nice effects and stuff, even though it's pretty easy to do, that video didn't need it. So, is it real? Is it that the family is trying to, I go with every aspect of every video I see, even, from behind the scenes, because what is, for you, a person that's going through real paranormal activity is not going to edit a video, right? Because then you're putting the video down, like you're taken away from the video. What I like to see is the authenticity of the video. Now, Bizarre Bub, when you send the video to Bizarre Bub and he does his own editing, that's different. But for the person recording, the paranormal victim, as I like to say, editing a video, putting all this stuff on it, it does not help the cause. So if it's real, I hope you guys are, trying to reach out to your local paranormal groups and try and get some real evidence so you guys could have what you need to get help.
This next video was taken at a storage facility where a father owns a storage unit containing obscure vintage items. The facility is well known for being creepy, but it's the contents of this unit that's by far the creepiest. Among all things inside is a toy monkey that the father knows is worth a lot of money. Although initially not wanting to sell the doll, he now hopes that someone would buy it off his hands as soon as possible. Ever since having it, the stuff inside his unit would move on their own. Now, noise complaints would often be made by employees who accuse the man of living in his storage, but after setting up a camera to show that it's the stuff inside being thrown around, he captures this.
Damn.
Like something straight out of a horror movie, the toy doll moves on its own. The staff working at the storage facility were just as spooked as the man who owns this unit. He believes that this is the culprit behind the strange noises employees heard. While there has yet to be a prospective buyer for this doll, the man continues to document the monkey on the off chance that something else is caught on camera. But currently, nothing else has happened. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
The thought process, first of all, that's a hideous doll. And how can you make a doll do all of those movements without strings? Because right now, I'm thinking Pinocchio. That's the only way you can make a doll move. Pinocchio with a bunch of strings. But wow, for it to sit up and do like a half crunch, right? Then to fully stand and then to turn towards the camera, to just drop. We're going to have to believe the story and just go with that there was nobody around. We're going to have to believe this because thinking about it logically, there's no way, even with strings. First of all, the motion for it to do the half crunch, that is plausible with a string. That is plausible. But then for it to fully stand, that's another thing, because it stood up pretty aggressively. It stood up pretty fast. Now, what gets me is how the head turned without the body turning. So that is pretty interesting. And we're just going to have to believe that this isn't a hand puppet or something, mechanical going on. I don't know. I've never seen something like this before. And it has me with a loss of words. This is why I love doing what I do. And this is so entertaining for me. So if you are enjoying yourselves, you guys already know what to do. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow. Let's continue.
On the night of May 10th of 2024, a mother's looking at her child through a Ring camera when something happens that scares the living daylights out of her. Veronica Alba, who submitted this video, writes that she was watching over her child from a different part of the house. She was upstairs, getting her 2-year-old ready for bed. Her 4-year-old, who was downstairs, was waiting for her to come back. But during this time, something happens that Veronica can't explain. Mind you, that no one else was home except Veronica and her 2 children. This is her footage. Watch.
Yeah.
Be careful. It's me, Snoopy. Be careful, don't fall.
Now, Veronica writes that she didn't hear the screams on camera till much later. It was only after playing the footage from the cam that she heard it. According to her, a woman's voice is heard from inside the house, sounding as though she's crying or in total distress. She doesn't think that it came from outside, considering that the voice echoes within the walls of her home. How she didn't hear this when it happened baffles her, but the fact that it came from downstairs where her child was alone makes her feel very unsettled. Without knowing where the voice came from, she continues to be on edge, hoping that it doesn't happen again.
Okay, what I'm getting at, right, is that nobody didn't really react to whatever they heard, right? So either one of 2 things happened. Somebody else, not this family, not the person recording, not Bizarre Bub, somebody else got a hold of this footage and possibly edited the screaming into the video, because Bizarre Bub is getting, he has 2.7 million followers, and he does accept videos from other people. So there's gonna be a handful of people trying to just send some creepy stuff in there, even if it needs to be edited in. So I don't think this is authentic, even though it's an EVP. I mean, you're looking at a baby monitor, making sure your kid doesn't fall or do anything that's going to hurt them. You're just looking. So after you're done and you're with the child, the process is done. He is safe. You have the kid safe. Why would you replay that? Why would you replay that little, you know, it's done. Like, it's not like it's not a security camera that you have to, you know, and okay, I would see you replaying it if you saw something, right? If you saw something on camera or if you heard something on camera, I see you replaying it. But nothing happened. You know, the kid is safe. She didn't notice nothing. Why would you replay that piece of footage? That's just me. But let's continue.
On a Thursday afternoon, somewhere in Texas, a woman named Kiki Clemens begins to freak out. She tries her best to keep calm, but considering what just happened, she just can't. Something very strange had just occurred in her backyard, and so she records this video on the off chance that no one would believe her. Even before this, there were countless times when she knew that something wasn't right with her home, particularly the small shed in the back.
The light is off. Everything is super tight locked.
Despite being vacant or deprived of any tenants, her dog Dutch would always stare at the shed. There hasn't been a time when Dutch would not look at the space. Whenever she does, it's with complete focus. As Kiki states, she's always locked in, looking at something that doesn't appear to be there. Now, Kiki definitely finds this strange, but it never occurred to her that something spooky would ever happen until recently. On a certain day, while playing with her dog out in the back, the door to the shed suddenly flings open. Terrified beyond belief, she cautiously walks over and records this video. Take a look.
That was hella weird. There's literally no way that door just opened by itself. Y'all, like, I really don't get freaked out, but that was really just... That door has a keypad lock on it. Like, and it's actually hard to get in. Dutch, where are you going? Don't leave me. There's like... What? Why did you just jump like that? Why did... Baby! Y'all, do you see her?
It's unclear why, but Dutch is looking at a certain spot behind the door. Clearly, no one is there, given that no feet or shoes are seen below the doorframe when Kiki approaches the shed. If no one is there, then what is? It doesn't seem obvious, but one thing that many viewers have pointed out, which freaked out Kiki upon realizing, is the fact that Dutch is looking past the door's height. Whatever is there, according to viewers, must be tall. Considering that Kiki thinks something supernatural had occurred, she believes that something was actually there that only Dutch could see. To this day, her dog continues to look at the space as if scared by something that can't be seen.
I gotta say, once again, the dog made this video what it is because we really didn't see the door open. We don't know what's behind the door or inside the shed. Like, you know, she kept her distance for safety. If this is real, that's smart. Yeah. this dog made the video what it is. So, you know, yes, it seems like there was nobody behind the door. The dog's reaction did seem like on a aggressive, defending his owner, you know. But when he walked up, he was more alert, more, you know, cautious. He was scared. He was scared. He was paused. The dog was paused for like a good minute without moving, because he was concentrating that hard trying to figure out what is it that he's looking at. So I like the footage just because of the dog, and, you know, hopefully everything's going on. I mean, a house like this, it kind of makes you wonder that there isn't no more security cameras around. Isn't there like any security around the house for the outside yard? I would assume that a house like this would have its own security cameras all around. I would have liked to see that instead of the cell phone footage. But yeah.
On June 4th of 2024, a video was taken inside a public restroom where something pretty creepy took place. The man who recorded this is known as Axel Loza, and based on his voice alone, you can tell that he's deeply troubled by something. Axel states that no one else is in the restroom except him. Now this is odd, considering that he just heard noises coming from one of the stalls, but each one is empty. So, as an attempt to get this on camera, he begins to record and captures this.
No, te quiero que vean. Estoy ahorita en el baño de la universidad. Pero el pedo ahorita es que estoy, bueno, acabo de terminar de hacer el baño y pues estaba todo normal. Pero ahorita están ruidos raros y se está tocando la puerta, pero quiero que vean que pues no hay nada. Vean, ahí está mi reflejo, pero vean de este lado, pues aquí no hay nada, vean.
Captain Obvious.
Tampoco, vean. Aquí tampoco hay nada. Aquí pues tampoco, vean. Y acá el lugar es bastante pequeño y está mi reflejo. Pero a ver, hoy. ¿Escucharon? ¿Escucharon? No hay nada.
As if it wasn't already startling to hear the banging noises, we see this, a face suddenly appearing in a stall that was clearly empty. It happens quickly, but not so fast that we miss it. Only do we realize what was seen until after it happens, or at least that's what happened with Axel. It was only after reviewing the footage that he noticed the face. Just like viewers, he was left terrified by what was caught behind the door. Like something out of a nightmare, a pale face with wide open eyes just disappears without a trace. Now Axel hasn't said much or given updates on this occurrence, but with or without further context, the video itself is still pretty terrifying.
Before you say that, Bizarre Bub, yes, I have seen this video before, and this time around, I guess the quality was better, but I did notice something about it. You know, obviously the banging could have been coming from another direction, and all of this is orchestrated. But what got me, first and foremost, this bathroom for a school is absolutely, like, it's bad. It looks really bad. Yeah. Obviously, you know, we here in the States, we're privileged. We have clean school, clean bathrooms, or as best is, you know. But this is absolutely disgusting. Now, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Either this is fake or this is real, but not as far as Paranormal Activity is concerned. It is the Matrix glitching. Let me show you. Okay, you guys, pay attention to, well, right now you can't even see it. You could barely see the, like the screw. That screw stays solid, but this screw over here, which is, coincidentally the screw where the area of where you see the face behind the door, but it moves. The screw moves. Pay attention to the screw.
Escucharon.
I'm not gonna play it back. If you guys want to re-see that, just hit the review button. But that is, to me, a sign that that video has been tampered with one way or another. But I do not believe that this is a real footage. Even if the kid was trying to, prove about the bangs, that could have been coming from the even main entrance door. That's the thing about knocks. We're going to believe where the camera is pointing that the sound is coming from that direction. So with that being said, let's let BizarreBub do his thing.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads in the future. Also, be sure to check out the official TikTok account for this channel. That being said, until next time.
So with that being said, you guys, if you guys are enjoying yourselves and you like this type of videos, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And please also follow, subscribe to the Shadow Files podcast so you guys could see what we talk about and all the other great things in that podcast. Follow us, and I'll see you guys on the next. Peace.